Up, Cali.
Alright, we are starting.
Yeah, you my bitch now.
Alright, can y'all see the thing?
um, Bucko. Yes.
You say yeesh? Awesome. How does it sound? Can you hear the game volume?
Oh, I can't.
It's okay. I'll turn it up a little bit.
Turn it up.
Turn it up. Alright, I don't want to make it too loud, but is that fine?
Let's see.
It should be turning up soon.
Cocaine, never say little bitch. Serve cocaine, never do things. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's not too loud?
It's not too loud.
Do I need to turn it down a little bit?
It's fine.
Okay, cool. Alright, let me share this
Just
over.
like you.
Huh?
Oh no, Bucko. Huh? I heard that shit.
Oh shit.
Alright, we just gotta see here. Give me a second, I'm just gotta share the thing.
These training grounds is hard.
Yeah, they do give them honey once in a while. Alright.
Like me. So no.
Boy, if you don't.
Boy, push your pencil lead up, my dude.
All right, let me put it in the sharpener.
Boy, if you don't get your baby notepad longer, ass out here.
Alright, shit, bro.
Boy.
Why are y'all so aggressive?
Because your grades low.
Huh?
What?
That's big petty. Huh?
No, that's real nigga.
And your nose fat as shit.
Damn.
It's like you.
Funny.
Guess
He
what? I'm
said,
losing. Guess what? I'm losing weight, and guess what? I'm losing weight, and I graduated,
he
nigga.
said your nose
What?
look like a
Oh,
baby
I'm only
carrot.
in ninth grade. What do you expect?
Yo,
Bruh,
can't lose weight.
in the ninth grade, I had 3.8 GPA. Quit playing with me, nigga.
Spirit, yo, nose can't lose weight. What are you talking?
He said your nose look like a baby carrot.
Look, I ain't even say all that, so shit.
Alright, I'm about to get started. Just give me like 2 more minutes and then we will. Yeah.
Oh.
Where is it? Okay. Here we go. I think this will be fine. Alright. What's up, everyone? CaliGo45 here, and I'm your host for this week's podcast. Joining me tonight are my fellow members of Future Prospects and friends. We have Aunt G's.
Hello.
We have B-Man the Killer.
I'm playing Kakarot while I'm whooping everybody's ass.
We have Electric Razor.
Hey,
We have Zacho Enigma Zero.
Hey.
And we have Spirit Shot Gaming.
Who is currently in the win right now? Who?
Just being dusted away.
Boy, bit like an avalanche.
So anyway, we got several topics we'll be talking about tonight. We have Joyner Lucas coming out with his ADHD album. We'll be talking about Billie Eilish and her opinion on hip hop.
Really obvious.
We'll be talking about the new Death Note one shot and also many more.
boom.
So stay tuned for that tonight. And let's just start off with the first topic. Let's talk about Joyner Lucas coming out with his ADHD album.
Hold on, Kelly. Before you finish that, the reason why you don't hear music because Discord is acting retarded.
Yeah, but there's background music in the game, so
Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. Which
What?
So, do we have any Joyner Lucas fans in here?
No.
I am. I'm a fan.
I mean, no, there's sometime. He's just someone I see. Alright, he's cool,
I
but
am.
not checking out the whole album.
Yeah, so he announced that his ADHD album will be coming out in March, and he will be having a few more projects coming out in the future. So, how y'all feel about this?
About fucking time.
I feel the same way, man. I've been waiting for this album to come out.
I ain't heard a project really from him since the one with the suicide number one. That one was good though. By him.
And he just
Okay,
What
when is it coming out?
what was it? The 800 one he did. I think that's the last project he did.
Yeah,
I
that
liked
one,
that album.
800 one.
Yeah, I liked that album. I used to play that a lot on my Spotify. Well, he had hits here and there with Eminem and shit. You've been doing this thing though, but yeah, I've been waiting for another Joyner Lucas project.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
really,
when is it coming out?
March.
Oh, okay.
It's like right around the corner.
Yeah.
I'll be right back for this bathroom.
All right.
Or- I feel like that it would his sales would be like around 100K first week or at least 80K first week. Like Joyner Lucas, and because he's a lyrical spiritual and shit like that.
Mhm. Like he came out with that one song like I think 2 weeks ago, Revenge. I thought that was a really good song. He's been putting out a lot of good music in the past year or so.
Mm.
Like he's been releasing a lot of songs from his ADHD album, and I've been wondering when is this guy going to release his album?
Mm.
Like my guy, like that AAG album was something different. Cause like I know it's gonna be like a good plethora of songs. Cause he like artists wouldn't keep dropping songs from an album if they didn't have like more than a stash. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I'm guessing that this album right here probably gonna have at least close to 20 songs.
Damn, 20?
hmm
Shit, that's a large number. Why you say 20?
Because knowing Joyner Lucas, right? Like he likes to give his fans more. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And like he gives them something they don't expect. So that's what I'm saying. He might go like at least damn near close to 20 songs. Because artists wouldn't take so long on a project. They have working on showing the side and shit in the stash.
Alright, I'm back.
Yeah. We're talking about how many tracks will he have on his album? How many do you think he'll have?
I'm gonna say probably like 15 to 20, depending. I'm gonna say bass probably like 15, deluxe probably like 20.
My nigga, I say 20 off rip.
I think what he was doing with his album, what he started doing with his album, I think he was dropping singles from the album just to test the waters to see how excited people was really waiting for his project. Because if you think about it, he first started dropping singles from his project when he started with I Love. I Love was off his ADHD project.
Yeah.
And then he just been dropping singles ever since and making videos on it just to kind of gain that traction for when he actually does the official release. Like, he probably had the album already done. He just wanted to test the waters.
Yeah.
Because most artists do that.
Yeah, cause that song I Love, that's one of my favorite Joyner Lucas songs. Next to what's the other one? Shoot, I'm going blank right now. What's the song he made about X and all the other dead rappers?
I think that was something.
Devil's Work. Devil's Work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
was
work.
Yeah. That's like my second favorite one.
People was trying to flag him for that song. I'm like, nah, you spit
For
some
what?
facts on that song.
For what though? That's the thing.
But some of the lyrics he got on there.
Man,
Man,
but
they
why did you give him flack?
Because-
I'm not racist.
Because these modern day Christians can't take another person and explain their relationship to God. Now they
Yeah, like he was drinking Henny at a church and all that, and people that was like really religious was like, oh, you're not supposed to be doing that. No. Hey, man, shut
okay,
the fuck up.
and then there's people that fuck in the church. So
Yes.
so him drinking Henny is not all that bad.
It's really
Right.
not.
The name of the Holy Spirit.
You fucked up for that, Ant.
Like I say, black people is spiritual, not religious.
As we mentioned in last week's podcast.
I'm gonna name it.
I think it's gonna sell though. It's still crazy, amazing though. That like, I feel like he's underrated still by a lot of people. Even though that he's like kind of been mainstream, especially with the collab he had with Eminem, giving him a cosign and shit. I just still feel like he's a little underrated though. Especially how when he got kind of known from like ripping off other people's beats, like really killing them shits. And then so it's like people still know of him, but people don't know of him. And the only way people are like, oh, you know what, Joe Lucas, who is that? And then you mention him with Eminem, like, oh yeah, I remember that song. That song was good. I'm like, he has other stuff besides that.
Right.
So
I'm hoping good things from that ADHD album because he's been teasing the fuck out of that shit for the past year or two.
yeah, he probably is a perfectionist too.
I respect that. Yeah, I respect perfectionists.
That's why he's kind of just dropping singles from his song. So
Yeah.
and so he's like one of the, like I said, he's one of those artists kind of like with Bryson Tiller. Like he's not gonna drop something unless he feel like it's really just to test the waters out or just to you know, he feel comfortable enough to drop it and stuff.
Mhm.
Shit, he ain't hurting for money. But the best case, he could have been dropped that bitch. Like I need some money, you know. Like he just doing his thing. Like when I feel like it's ready, it's ready.
Yeah, I agree with that. Anything else y'all want to say about Joyner Lucas?
No,
I'm gonna check it out.
No, like I said, like he's doing pretty good things. I just can't wait till his stuff drop.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, by the way, since we talking about artists, y'all should I recommend trying out Russ too. Like listen to his new album, the Snow Globe Effect or
Mhm.
Shaking the Snow Globe. That's a pretty good album so far. I've been listening to it.
Yeah, I got that reserved, so I'm gonna get that eventually. I'll definitely check that out. But yeah, so anything else about Joyner Lucas before we move on to the next topic?
no, you can't really speak on what he's doing right now, like because he's being like real secretive with his stuff.
Mhm.
But the most I can like it's mostly we just can say is just speculation.
Yeah.
I still feel like he won that beef with Tory Lanez.
He did.
Oh yeah, I
He
remember that
did.
beef. That beef was so dumb.
Yeah, then they did that song together. I ain't even. I like the Jordan's part. I didn't care for Tory Lanez part. I ain't even gonna hold you up.
Right.
I just skipped it.
So let's move on to the next topic. Let's go ahead and talk about Billie Eilish
Oh shit.
and
Callie's lover.
her shut the fuck up and her opinions on hip hop. So for anyone that doesn't know, Billie Eilish been sort of under sort of heat right now because of her opinions on hip hop and rap. So what she said about hip hop and rap is that hip hop doesn't really tell stories, it's mostly about lies. Like
Mhm.
nowadays we hear rappers saying, "Oh, I got bitches, I got hoes, or I got the guns and stuff like that." But everybody that listen to hip hop, we all know about that shit. We all know
Right.
that people they gloat and do all that shit in their songs. But
Right.
Billie, she got a lot of flack for that opinion of hers.
Right. What was the new one? The update that you had for it? I didn't get a chance to check
Oh,
it out. What was the
so
new update?
let me look back real quick. Give me a second. Let me go back to that article real quick. Yeah. So Styles P said that why should we even care what she says, right? Because
Mm.
why is it so important to us?
Mm.
Like,
But my thing on this is the timer was not really perfect because I think she said that the same day she won how many Grammys?
5.
5 Grammys.
The fact that she
Damn.
won five Grammys, and I felt like she was like having that confidence to say that, but
Yeah.
it's not something we never heard before. And
Okay,
plus the fact,
so all right, go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't
um,
know. My headphones went out for a second. I thought you were done.
it's cool, but I'm about to be done.
And
Done. I said I'm done now. Yeah,
bad because my headphones had went out, so I thought you were done. but
I'm done now.
so here's a little thing, right?
Mhm.
There's a Shizzy video, 6 seconds. Shizzy said in the video, he was like, people try to say that what is quote unquote real hip hop, and he was like, he feels that real hip hop doesn't it's kind of a synonymous term basically because there are niggas in the hip hop game who say shit and it's not even necessarily true. It's just because it's a hot ass bar or it's for entertainment. Like for example, 90% of Eminem's bars are not true. He didn't go out and kill somebody and paint their blood in the woods.
Right.
But it's a hot ass bar, so that shit fit, and the song blew the fuck up. He was like, he made a bar about killing his wife. His wife is very much alive. He has a bar that the FBI investigated him on because he said that he was gonna kill Ivanka Trump. That girl is still alive. Eminem's made songs about killing Dre. Dre's still alive, but the songs are fucking hot. Is he quote unquote technically lying? Probably yes, because he didn't do any of the shit. However, lyrics, if it's a hot ass bar, it doesn't necessarily have to be true because at the end of the day, rap music is for entertainment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Spirit probably knows what video I'm talking about. He said the shit, and Shizzy, as a up and coming rapper himself, he even has some bars to where he has some colorful words and stuff in there. It doesn't mean he actually went out and did the shit. It doesn't mean it's necessarily true, but the bar goes with the point that he's trying to make. So it's like there's a lot of niggas who feel like hip hop should only be for the niggas who are really about that life with the struggle, and what I'm saying, it should only be for the niggas who actually know what it's like to be selling mixtapes out the back of their car, and deal drugs. He even said Jay-Z,
Back
for
of
an
that
example.
jar.
Jay-Z actually did, push white back in the day and whatnot. But if he tried to talk about the struggle and everything right now, he'd be lying his ass off because everybody knows that Jay-Z got elephant dollars.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You not struggling
And he
for
just
shit.
did a
And that's
deal
why
with
he
and he
don't
just
rap
did a
about
deal with
that no
NFL.
more.
And he just did a deal with NFL.
Exactly. So it's like that's why he can't rap about that anymore because Jay Z cares about his reputation of being a real nigga. There are some people to where they don't have a reputation of being a real nigga. They're not even gonna try to have a reputation of being a real nigga. They just know how to run the flow, keep the dough, and make everybody ask for more. So that's what the fuck they're gonna do.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And, and
I also
also,
just said,
oh no, you can go ahead, B man.
my phone cut you off. I just had a thought before I lose it. Um, just to go with Zacho was saying, I feel like the quote she was saying when I first heard it, I think she's sending shots to one of the new niggas that she like probably been around or probably know of that rap, like people like Lil Tecca and them. Cause Lil Tecca say that most of his bars don't really mean what he actually be saying. And I don't think it's so far as like her talking about actual hip hop. I think it's just more a shot to those like people like Lil Tech and them that's trying to get in the
Well,
rap game, get what they can, and then just dip out and shit. Like I think she's referring to them people.
Hmm?
I was
Yeah.
just thinking
Should
about
have
that.
said it better that it's people in the rap
Yeah,
game
and
that aren't
that's what I was gonna say.
really
I feel
here
like her
about the
wording was
rap
kind
game.
of
They're not
off.
really here for the culture. They're just here for the money.
but
And
at the same
also we have
Had she said that, she wouldn't even be catching heat because niggas know that shit is true.
Mhm.
Yeah,
and also we
I
have
that,
we have rappers that are storytellers. Like, do y'all
Yeah.
remember that Lil Wayne song from the Carter Five, Mona Lisa with Kendrick? That shit is a story.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah, but some stories are true and some of them aren't and stuff. Like, fucking, God, I can never remember who the fuck it was, but the dude, y'all ever heard that old school song "Coming to Break You Off"?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
no.
Okay, so it's a rapper, and the chorus is the chorus is a dude singing. He's making the song is about the dude doing everything in his power to make this woman happy. He goes to work every day. He buys her whatever she wants. He never tells her no. He always comes home. He don't talk to other bitches. He don't do none of that. But every time he look
Wait.
around, she's talking to somebody. It's some nigga walking up out their apartment building and everything else. He already told her, if I catch you with somebody, it's it. I'm going to kill you both. In the music video, he catches her with somebody. He's arguing with her and everything. The dude tries to put his hands on him. He shoots and kills them both. And at the end of the music video, he's going out in handcuffs because she did the one thing he asked her not to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The nigga obviously didn't actually do that shit, but it's such a deep ass song that the shit is so fucking dope.
Uh,
Oh, that's it. Oh yeah. What I was gonna say. So I'm pretty sure she's saying that because for the sounds of it, she don't listen to a lot of rap. For what I've seen, from the listen, she looks like the type to listen to X, Ski Mask, Juice World, that type of group.
Yeah.
Not actual 90%, well, 100% rap.
Yeah,
Mm.
she is kind of referring to the old Not old school, the new school music. Well,
Yeah.
she should have implied that. Well, she did say like rappers that she knows, but at the same time, we don't know what rappers she knows.
Yeah.
And even then, like not all rappers these days are like, okay, they're just gonna say the bar because it sounds hot. Not all of them are like that.
Mhm.
All right.
Some of them have meaning to it, but most of the
Um.
time they don't.
Yeah. And it's like sometimes people, and it's like one thing that little Miss Billie Obvious is forgetting is that
Yeah,
not just the rap game, but the music industry and all has a lot of fucking songwriters. As in, they write the song in the background and they give it to somebody to tell their story. So because they have the voice to do it,
huh?
that shit happens a lot. There's a lot of fucking. That's not necessarily a ghostwriter. That's just a fucking songwriter. They get paid by writing these beautiful ass songs.
Right.
Mhm.
And that's not necessarily lying. And it's like when you go look at the damn back of the CD, it tells you who wrote the fucking song.
All right.
Like for example, Common don't make a lot of music no more, but he's a fucking songwriter. He writes songs for so many people.
Yep.
That Common's one big example. That one nigga, fucking shit. What is his name? Y'all know that old song, coming from where I'm from.
You talking about
Yeah.
you talking about a song with DMX?
No, DMX is not in that song.
I heard
Dave
that.
Chappelle let the dude do that on his TV show as like a little concert.
Yeah, I don't know.
One of the bars is "Woke up and Daddy was gone."
Uh,
Oh my god, I can never remember the name of this fucking song. The nigga who made the song almost looks like Will I Am, not Will I Am.
Nigga, I don't know.
Oh my god, y'all got me feeling old as hell in this bitch.
Nah, nigga.
No, not it.
Nigga, dude, probably similar music taste.
Anthony Hamilton.
Oh, Anthony Hamilton, that guy.
Anthony
Okay.
Hamilton don't make no fucking music, but he writes
that
songs
makes
left
sense.
and
If
right.
he ain't made no song in so long.
Yeah, now that
True.
you mentioned Anthony Hamilton, like, yeah, that guy. Yeah.
He said, yeah, that guy. I'm fucking dead.
Anthony Hamilton knows how to make a song.
Yeah, you do.
So it's like that was a very, very half-assed statement. Like, don't do that, because there's a lot more depth to the music industry
Mhm.
than just, quote unquote telling your story. There's a lot of people out there, they're a voice for people from where they're from. And it may not necessarily be their life, but they're giving a voice to people who can relate to that song.
Yeah, and also with Billie Eilish, she makes music not from her perspective. It's like as she stated, her music is basically storytelling. But at the same time, she has a song called "Bad Guy." What else? You Should See Me in the Crown, and those songs. Well, You Should See Me in the Crown is kind of like showboating and shit like that. Showing off
No.
what she got. So it's like what?
Yeah,
So
that's why I don't fuck with her music, G.
Nah, I can't get into it.
Plus, also, this
make it
girl
great.
is 18 years old. She is detrimentally young. At the end of the day, she doesn't really have a lot of life experience, and she kind of came into the world towards in what 2002. She probably don't know nothing about NWA, Big Tupac, Puffy,
Ooh,
all them bad boys,
NW.
I
all
was like,
that shit.
what?
Another bad another bad. What's the name of that group? Another bad. I always call them another bad situation. Another bad creation.
Yeah.
I don't know none of that.
Another bad nigga.
another bad nigga.
Shit, Trina.
My God, none of these fucking people don't know, bro.
She probably didn't even. She's probably one of the people who don't even know Timbaland used to be a rapper.
Oh my God.
There are so many people these days who don't fucking know that. They've never heard the song "At It Again," where Aaliyah had the song that they was in the candy shop.
Oh, that reminds
the
me.
candy store
That
to the
reminds
coffee
me.
shop.
Speaking of
I don't know
Timbaland,
nothing about that damn song.
I saw this one video on YouTube where her.
Dude, back in the day, before Lil Wayne was the hype man for everybody, it was Missy Elliott.
Uh,
Y'all remember them days? Missy Elliott was the hype man on everybody's song.
Yeah.
I remember I saw this video on YouTube where it was Billie Eilish and her brother. They were in the studio with Timbaland, right? And I guess they were kind of presenting a beat to Timbaland, and they were bopping their heads and stuff. I'm like, huh, interesting. You know who Timbaland is, but did you know that he was a rapper? So, you basically, I don't know. It's weird.
No, there's a lot of people who get into Timbaland's office and stuff now don't even know that he's a rapper. Same thing with Dre. A lot of motherfuckers don't know Dre used to rap. Just because he produces for so many different fucking people.
I don't know, man. Like, I like Billie Eilish's music, but at the same time, with her comment about hip hop, I had to say something. It's like, come on, Billie, you know better than this. Come on.
you Cali, now I can't pass you the ice no more. So saying no.
You know what, Aunt? You need to shut the fuck up and get your grades up.
Plan the whole time. She won't
Damn.
I
Billie
can't.
Eilish gonna be Wiz Khalifa's next baby mama. She keep talking all that shit. No, Wiz Khalifa go after weird bitches like her anyway. You don't need to already talking about some bitch got green hair. She a weirdo.
I come to her. She's my whole ass blunt.
Gucci Mane.
But it's weird how people have this idea about hip hop. Like, it's only about people that lies about what they don't have or like what they do have. It's like they don't. I feel like people don't listen to enough hip hop to realize that it's more than just this lying or having a persona. You know what I mean?
Oh no.
No arena Ultimax, but I don't know. It's people are just annoying, man.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Callie just called Billie Eilish annoying.
I mean, yeah, her comment did annoy me. I'm like, come on.
This girl got Tourette's.
Dang.
For real.
I know.
Eilish stated she has Tourette's syndrome, synesthesia, and wait, synesthesia? That means that she can sound.
She can what?
Synesthesia is when your senses are fucked up, like you can see sound.
Oh shit.
What?
So
is she an X-Men?
No, synesthesia is a real thing. Like you taste color.
what does
What
blue taste like?
Blueberry.
What does red taste like?
Interesting question.
I wish
Period,
there
boy.
was someone in the chat who watched Empire that you would know what I'm talking about. No, because there was a whole arc in Empire where Lucius had amnesia, but because of the car accident that happened to him, a car blew up and blew his ass away and blew one of his legs off, and he had amnesia. But the way it messed up his head is because he's always been like such a creative artist and stuff. He wound up developing synesthesia to where he was able to make music by painting. He did the musical flows with paint colors, and Cookie saw it. She was like, he's not making art, he's making music. Because she saw the flow pattern. She was like, no. These are sound waves. And then she did it on a piano. She was looking at it and did it on a piano, and it made a whole damn bar.
Alright, so y'all got anything else to say about Billie Eilish?
Fuck her.
Look, just know your stuff about hip hop before you say something.
You might be lying about that though. Synesthesia is kind of a very, very undocumented thing because it's so fucking rare that it's very, very hard to identify the symptoms. Like the very few confirmed of synesthesia is usually either somebody's deaf, so their brain has adapted to like identify colors with sounds. Deaf, blind, dumb, like one of the major crippling, or that they've gone through some form of mental, some form of physical head trauma.
You damn right. You damn right. That she, it like she gets some good head trauma. You know what
Yeah, like that video so
No.
I remember the video. Like her.
Meow.
I mean?
Arc.
Anything y'all want to say about Billie before we move
Fuck
on?
her. Fuck her. She got fired.
Overrated.
Damn.
Whoa! Whoa!
Wow. Oh my goodness.
I don't know about that
Spirit.
death part. He's just overrated.
Damn!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just mad.
Look,
Did
I
she
just,
disrespect the whole rap game?
Yes.
yeah, she did get the whole rap
I
game
don't.
all fucked up.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I don't wish death on her. I don't wish that. Like, I don't wish that. I'm just mad.
Cardi B gonna try to fight her. Watch.
Oh,
no.
brother.
Oh
So you
no!
calling me a liar? That's what you doing? You calling me a liar?
Got my money on Cardi B.
Then Pat Pooh's gonna come out of nowhere. Like next motherfucker call Remy a liar, I'm gonna punch him in the mouth.
Pat Puss wrote that diss song. I don't care nobody say.
All right, so let's move on to next topic. So let's talk about Nicki Minaj. Oh man, Nicki.
Oh,
I
brother.
mean, she is technically married to a man whose last name is Petty, therefore her legal name is Mrs. Petty. So
That's
Oh
hilarious.
damn, that's hilarious. Nikki.
That's how
Nicki
she
Minaj
came
is
up with
toxic.
the and that's how she came up with her Twitter name.
what, Queen Petty?
Yes.
No, she had that before she married that dude.
Wait, Nicki Minaj. B-Man, you said she toxic.
Yeah, she's toxic.
Both her
Yeah.
and Cardi are toxic.
I mean, she
Yep.
just recently, she had a little beef with Meek Mill,
Oh, brother.
and this all happened when Meek Mill, I guess, met Nicki's husband and like at the mall or something.
He does know that her husband is an ex-felon who went to jail for like murder, right?
Oof.
So,
Yeah, it was doing I think it was doing
that nigga's actually about that life.
No, it was all. It started from All Star Weekend, and they was in the same mall.
Gotcha.
And
Like,
then
that nigga's actually about that life. He got the bail money, so
Why she marry him?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
Apparently, they had been together like for a hot minute, and then
The dick must be good or something.
exactly.
I don't know. He got some type of money because he bought her diamond ring.
Damn. Okay.
That nigga selling pounds out her
Must have
window.
used summer first.
B-Man, you heard me?
Yeah, I
That
still
nigga-
think he got it more good than anything because she got more than him.
Yeah, Kenneth Petty. That's his name.
Kenneth.
Kenneth Petty. That is his name.
Mrs. Petty.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting better. Like my tooth ain't going away. So
All I gotta say is the tea is good right now.
Yeah, there were a lot of exchange going between the two. Like Meek Mill was saying shit about Nicki was saying shit about Meek Mill. I think Nicki said that Meek Mill abused her when they were together.
No, abuse her. His
Mom.
camera.
Oh, his mom. Okay.
wait, what?
Yeah.
I will beat his ass.
Then he was like, "You only using that you saying stuff like that to try to mess up my career." Then he had brought up the situation about her brother being convicted for raping for molesting a kid or something like that.
7-year-old and got 25 years.
Yeah.
That's highly fucked up. Not that he got 25 years. I wish he had more, but it's highly fucked up that he did that to kids at a young age. That's fucked up. I ain't getting that matter. Like I fucking hate rape and child molesting, bro. Like for real. Fuck them niggas.
Yeah. I don't know,
Like,
but
To deal
anyone
with this
that's
whole beef
interested-
situation.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm
Spirit.
gonna deal with this whole beef situation. Like, first of all, like Meek Mill needs to sit his Meek Mill not hard. That nigga is Charmin Ultra. That nigga is Charmin Ultra soft. Okay, let's get that straight.
Oh shit.
Like he meant like grew up in a tough spot, right? But nigga, you not in the streets like that no more, bro. Like nigga, you in a penthouse mansion, just chilling. You been there? I know
Okay,
you
I
been there.
see why she married this nigga. She's known since before she was Nicki Minaj.
Wait, say that again.
This Kenneth Petty dude, that's a childhood friend of hers. She's known him since before she was Nicki Minaj, back when she was still dark skinned.
Oh, interesting.
So he probably know the real her, like the real her, behind the fake booty and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I said, I've been said this a million times. Girls like Nicki probably have a very hard time finding somebody who actually wants them for them and not just the substance of them.
Meek Mill's like that ass though.
Well, yeah,
But-
I mean, look at what Drake said in that damn song. He was like, "But I was still looking at them titties, though." I don't care what nobody say. I still feel like that affected her in a way because Drake, like you've known this girl for all these years, and you really drop a bar like that. At the end of the day, Nicki Minaj still has feelings.
I know. That man sung it in the fucking mirror before he said in the bar. I was staring at them titties though, looking out the window.
She probably has to go through that a lot. That's why she ain't really had too many relationships, bro. Because you would think somebody like Nicki or Cardi and Rihanna and all this other stuff, like,
Mama, you
they
okay?
would, like, have all these dudes like climbing up
Are you
their
sure?
trees. While they do, they're probably highly selective because they're like, okay, do you want me for me or just the image of
Are
me?
you sure?
yeah.
Because we can talk about it. My bad. Some mom's alright.
So there was a
But-
lot of things going on between those two that we can't really talk like some certain things we can't really talk about on the stream, but if any of you interested, it's still on Twitter. You can go on either one's Twitter page and see the exchange. So you go ahead, B-Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So this whole situation with Nicki and Meek. So I feel like both sides to blame. One,
Oh yeah.
Meek still feels some type of way about breaking up with Nicki because if you
That ass though?
remember, let me finish.
I'm sorry.
Because I'm trying to thought. If you think about it, Meek feels some type of way about the whole breakup situation, and so does Nicki too. Now with Meek, the best way to describe that he still feels some type of way is when and this is the thing too, a lesson for artists. Be careful who you show your music to, because remember James Harden was playing that song and they had that leak and it was Meek Mill.
Yeah.
There's a bar that was I forgot the bar, but there was a bar that was talking about somebody with the whole outfit Bacardi pants or something like that. That was with reference to the Petty dude. That got leaked out, and then everybody was like, "Oh, damn, you feel some type of way about the new dude," which is the truth. So that already shows that you still you jealous about her new guy. Secondly, why are you even coming up to Nicki while her man was with her? That's dumb. That makes no sense. She had all the right to react the way she reacted, and on top of that, her dude gonna defend her regardless. Like, my nigga, if you want to talk about it to her, if you got something to say to her, you could talk to her with me next. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't none of that secretive shit, because then that's gonna make him think like, oh well, y'all still got something going on that I don't know about, and he gonna feel some type of way.
Yeah.
And go right back to jail.
Exactly. So
Then
He's
Meek
already been
fight one
out
of his other
twice.
exes.
Once
or her
for
other
something
exes.
real ugly that I'm not gonna say on stream, and then the other one was second-degree manslaughter
This
in a
nigga
shooting.
crazy. This nigga
Bro,
crazy.
the first one, I'm not even gonna say because that's like wow. And apparently, Nicki saying one story, and then the internet is saying a whole nother story. And I guess if somebody really wanted to investigate it, they could just get the damn police record to find out what really went down.
yeah, because that's public. That's how public stuff. So Meek already fucked up on them. Now, as far as with Nicki, this is my thing with Nicki. Nicki is a very toxic person, just as a whole. She has this thing where she likes to play roles like she's the victim and shit, and she's not. She get these men, and they pretty much is like a hired guard for her. I don't really think she gives a fuck too much about the guy, because if you think about it, whenever she talk, she do the rah rah shit. She always, if you think about the last few dudes she's been with, they always had some kind of form of background of being in some street related shit. I think the only person that went in some street related shit was Safari, and rumors have it that Safari was getting abused by Nikki because he was weak. So he was basically the female of the relationship than Nikki was.
Yeah.
Yeah, this dude, she's
Oh.
known him since before Shiki.
And that, but still, that don't still stop the fact that Nikki, she could, yeah, even if they got history, that don't mean that Nikki's not manipulating him in some form of way. He got it good. He got it
He don't
good.
gotta do shit.
He don't gotta do shit. He don't gotta
Yeah,
do
be
but
her
shit.
apparently
bodyguard.
he got some type of dollars.
I mean, of
to-
course he has his own, but I'm saying he don't got elephant dollars like Nikki. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. The whole, in any other case, she has more than him, so he's getting benefits from her. I just put, I'm talking about everything. So he's winning
So
automatically.
who's really manipulating who? Because when you bring all that to the fucking table, considering the fact that Nikki is always kind of, and it's something that's always concerned me about her. Anytime I saw her with Meek Mill, she always gave off this aura of she was always sort of distant towards him, and he was always like actually trying to reach her, and it just wasn't fucking happening. I don't know what it is about this nigga, but this nigga's really giving off this vibe that like she actually feels safe with him.
Well, duh, because of what he's known for doing in the streets, his history. That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't think it's that. I think that it's actually that like he's not gonna take advantage of the fact that she's Nicki Minaj because he.
I'm not saying he's. I'm not
feels
saying.
like
I'm not
real
saying
her.
he's taking advantage of. I'm saying on the flip side with Nikki of using manipulation, because I feel that she has him as a hired guy because he's gonna be quick to pop off. But at the same time, I don't think he's stupid how Meek was. Meek was off drugs and shit like that. He was. Yeah, think. He was already off drugs, and then it was even rumors saying that when the whole Drake and Meek Mill beef started, it was because Nicki kept comparing Meek to Drake, and she was like, "Well, Drake got money, he wouldn't have no problem paying this shit from me, this and that and the third," and that ticked him off and made Meek go off on a spiral and have him say all that shit about attacking Drake's credibility as far as rapping and all that shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, she's fucking toxic. If ain't nothing going her way, she's gonna find a way to make two black men fight against amongst each other.
Over her.
That's what exactly over her. That's what I'm saying. Nikki ain't she trying to act like she a victim on shit. No, she ain't slick in this shit either. That's what I'm saying. Like, it may seem like it's all hunky dory, but I feel like it's more to this because now she talking about now she gang and all this and shit in the third. And then the video, she's like, I had a whole group come and shoot this place up. Why would you say some shit like that in a public place?
That's something that Cardi B would probably say. I'm gonna lie to you.
I mean, there's a reason why Nicki and Cardi don't fucking get along.
Yeah.
There's literally a reason. They're very similar in a way that I can see how they would get on each other's nerves. Because one party feels like the other one's a fraud.
Mm-hmm.
And
But
the other party doesn't appreciate being accused of being a fraud.
But you know I can give credit to Cardi though. Cardi actually live what she say though, at least. She actually pull up on a motherfucker by herself probably. Nicki is
She
trying
did
to
that
live
to
in.
Twitter.
I know,
She did that
and
to,
that's
to
I know,
Nicki
and they end up taking pictures together. I know about the situation, but I'm saying like I will, even though I don't fuck with Cardi, I will feel more authenticity from Cardi than I would from Nicki. Nicki trying to be something she's not because of the people she's around.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm saying that I feel like dude is a hired guy because of his connections or what he came from and what he's been through. It's like, oh yeah, my hubby gonna take care of it. She might just go and start some
why
fuck
go
shit.
so far as to marry this nigga?
Who knows? I'm just going on based off patterns and how she is because Nikki's a toxic person. And she said she know her husband got her back and he gonna do it. If he's not, I mean, I don't think he's that dumb, but he probably like. And notice how he doesn't even have any social media. Last I heard, he don't even have any social medias or nothing like that. So he ain't trying to be involved in shit.
He can't because of the type of shit that he's went to jail for.
Yeah.
He physically because of the shit
And
that he's done in the past, and then the fact that now he's married to Nicki Minaj, he physically can't because someone would try to set him up to get his ass put back in jail.
yeah, and the whole thing with them arguing is because the argument was what the whole argument started from something stupid. They had a picture of him. It was like a meme or something, and I guess and I don't understand how it was on Instagram. I don't understand how she even knew it was Meek that like the meme or something like that, because then they take the likes and comments and some shit off Instagram. I know they did some changes to where you can't even see that shit no more.
It depends on the Instagram page, because when I pull up Instagram on my phone, I still see the likes. When I pull up Instagram on a browser, I can still see the likes of people that I follow. Very, very selective removal that they did, because Instagram and all is still highly divided about that, because
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, the way that Instagram niggas get their endorsements is by having publicized likes.
Yeah, right. So I don't even know if the picture that I guess Meek comments or liked on was showing that he did it, or it was not on there completely, because you know motherfuckers be finding shit to argue about. And then I guess that got word to her, and then they started going back and forth over a picture, and that's what led to them getting on Twitter, going back and forth amongst each other, talking about each other. And they not innocent in this shit, because when they was with each other, Meek was endorsing her doing the fuck she was doing, and Nicki was endorsing the shit that Meek was doing at a point of time.
Nicki used to be in abusive ass relationships though before she got famous, and that's one of the reasons that she did all that shit to herself.
No,
physically.
she was referring to her mother. Her mother was in an abusive relationship with her father. And she said she was gonna vow to make sure no man abuses her. Her and Safari never abused her. Safari was abused by Nicki.
Well, somebody put their hands on her, because she said she remembered being so afraid to speak, because she never knew what that person would be in a particular mood and could maybe say the wrong thing and she'd get hit.
Oh, I bet. I mean, I'm not saying nothing happened to her, but I'm saying like I feel like she's using that as a way as a scapegoat too, because she de-starting shit too. So she ain't saying this shit either. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying she ain't tough, but I'm saying she try to be too tough when she around certain people, and knowing that she gonna have somebody that got her back instantly, like I said with her husband, and don't tell them what that man's connections is to people he know. Talking about some, yeah, I had this whole place get shot up, woo in the third. Why would you say some shit like that? You incriminating yourself. Stupid ass.
Stupid.
Yeah, but considering, I mean, like how many times he's went to jail, he's probably on a gang injunction.
Yeah, and then if something was to happen to him, she gonna cry for a couple of days on her little radio show, and then two weeks later, she finna be back on, find another nigga and act like ain't nothing happened. She don't give a fuck. Don't let that bitch fool you. I'm telling you, toxicity runs deep in her.
Thing of, you know what I'm saying, jumping the broom with somebody, that's a big ass decision to make. I don't care who you are.
I'm telling you, Zachary, don't let her fool you. I'm just saying, she's toxic as hell. I think she gets a kick out of seeing black men fighting amongst each other. I really do. I think she just like seeing shit like that. I think that gets her like a crave or some shit. Like she gets off that shit. I'm just noticing, because like every relationship, she's always been somebody pitting against each other. Meek Mill and Drake. Now you got Petty against Meek and shit. Not saying Meek is innocent on shit. He did his shit, but like she loves when two black men fights amongst each other.
She was like, I'm wet.
And not no good way either. That's all I'm gonna say. That's when y'all, get some food for thought. Is just noticing and shit like that. That's all. Why you think Drake don't even talk to her like that no more? You see, Drake, I think Drake already noticed that, and he didn't kept his distance.
I just figured just because he always simping off of Rihanna.
Nah, because I don't think he said. Chris and fucking Drake already patched that shit up. That's the whole point with no guidance. That's literally them patching up everything from all the years. Drake ain't worried about that bitch no more. If any case, they like, oh, it was cool, whatever. He just got respectful, but he don't care. He dealing with his own shit, dealing with the Pusha T shit.
True.
He ain't worried about that. No, I mean, he got a kid now. He worried about getting his own space.
I forgot he got a kid.
Full all game week.
Seems like everybody got a kid except Nicki. Even Cardi. God damn. Cardi's like Offset's what? 13th baby mama?
Yeah, see, people don't know he got. Well, it's because he don't post his kid. He don't feel comfortable posting his kid. I don't blame him.
Already posted her baby.
Yeah, but I feel like that's still a problem to me personally, because you kind of forcing your kid in the public eye, and then you gotta feel entitled to tell her to wear your business. Like, nah. See, people did that bar he said on his song. You know, I try to hide my kid from the world, and they making memes about it and shit. Like, you don't know how your kid gonna react later down the line. That's why even childhood actors and shit, they be crazy. Look at fucking Lando Brown. Look at his ass. He got famous real young. Ain't no telling what he had to go through behind the scenes and shit. Cause these motherfuckers, you gotta do a split for a piece of change to get a damn part.
A lot of kid actors, they parents be fucking up their money too. So then when they get older,
That too, and they don't ever really have a chance to really be a kid and shit. And off. Since we're talking about this, just to kind of bring this up too, I was talking about this earlier in my stream, cause motherfuckers was talking about Kid Gohan being a failure and shit like that. And I was just saying, like, how the fuck you gonna call Gohan a failure if the nigga was forced into fighting at a young age and he just want to live to be a kid or just have a normal life?
I just saw that as a funny ass joke. Like, I laughed at that shit.
Yeah, Gohan's not a fucking failure.
Yeah, he's not, but it was just a funny ass
And
joke.
Goku never
I don't
really
find it funny. It's
forced
not
him
even
to
funny to me.
fight. I always feel like Goku never forced him to fight. He just knew from his own experiences, with you being my son, niggas are gonna come at you, so I want you to be able to protect yourself. So if I die, I know you gonna hold it down.
Yeah. That part I get, but the whole failure part is like, okay, well, he was never a fighter to begin with, but he had to fight for certain reasons. But don't call him a failure because he want to go to school and get hoes and all that shit. Like, to me, I feel like hating. And he the only character, one of the main characters in the show that actually lived a full life, that grew up from a kid to a full-grown adult and never died.
And plus, it's like with Gohan doing everything that he had to go through, Goten didn't really have to do all that.
Nope.
Goten is like the only one, well, except for the whole Buu saga where him and Trunks had to fuse together. But other than that, shit's been kind of pretty chill. Like, was Goten even in the Tournament of Power?
No.
Hell no.
No.
They wanted to go, but they couldn't because they was too young.
Yeah.
Which would have been interesting to see. I think they would have been a cool addition. But yeah, like I just was saying, like going back to what I was saying, like the whole thing with the kid actors and shit, like they be forced to shit and be fucking their head up, and as they get older, they just become alcoholics, doing crazy dumb shit, be in trouble with the law and all that shit. And it's like, oh man, that's why I'm like, I ain't mad that Drake don't want to show his kid like that or don't feel comfortable doing that until you feel comfortable to do that. You can't get mad at that. That's his personal life. Whether he a public figure or not, they still have a personal life outside of just what you know them for. I hate people that feel like entitled to that shit. You gotta tell us. You gotta tell us. What?
I don't gotta tell you shit, bitch.
Because you know what I'm saying? There's always them crazy niggas who want to try to kidnap somebody's kids to get some money for a ransom. That shit was going heavy back in the 80s. Everybody baby was getting kidnapped. The only nigga who baby they couldn't get was Michael Jackson. He hung his baby off a balcony.
That's
Oh, that was
That's
dark.
the only person who baby didn't get kidnapped back in the 80s.
No.
So, he dangled his baby off a balcony for like 2 seconds. Didn't nobody kidnap his kids.
You're like, if you want to get my baby, you have to catch him.
Shit, Michael Jackson was like, keep it. What? Yeah, go ahead, keep it. He can't dance anyway. What? Like, no.
Mike,
Come
what
on,
you
she gonna
doing?
get that baby back. He said, hold on, no, I know what I'm doing. He's just gonna get a baby back. My baby always cries with it. Just to get on his
No.
nerves.
Why you always doing me like this, Callie?
But yeah,
I
back
need you-
staying
yes.
on the topic of Nicki, she just released a song called I think Yikes. I think that's the name or something like that. And she made a Rosa Parks bar where she like all you bitches get your ass up, Rosa Parks. I'm like, and then there's people that are mad about that bar.
I feel like that's dumb.
People and it was on her. It was the song. Well, this not song, but the snippet was released on Rosa Parks' birthday, and people were saying this is so disrespectful to Rosa Parks' legacy, blah blah blah, you know, stuff like that. I'm like,
She probably didn't know that. I honestly feel like she probably didn't know that.
yeah,
Yeah, they don't really celebrate Rosa Parks' birthday like a national holiday.
No.
yeah, they really
That's
don't.
like people knowing when Susan B. Anthony's birthday is.
I don't know who the
Even
fuck
though
that.
she was gonna. Susan B. Anthony is the reason that women can go to jail.
Equality.
Y'all really don't know about that?
Nope.
I'm probably.
Nope.
Okay, so back in the day, back even before women could vote, a
Mhm.
woman could break a crime and she wouldn't go to jail because the courts would want to be soft on her. Susan B. Anthony stole, I forget what she did. She stole something, she did something. I think she voted, and they didn't want to put her in jail. And she insisted on being put in jail for the pursuit of full equality regardless of gender. So they sent her to jail, and after that, women could go to jail for the same reasons that a man could, and then she got a quarter.
Okay.
I think that was probably people try to say the reason why Susan B. Anthony is on a quarter is because that's how much her bail money was.
No.
Wow.
Damn.
I'm like, damn, with the way money worked back then, you probably not wrong.
That shit
No,
crazy.
but that's who Susan B. Anthony is. Don't know when her birthday is either.
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was anything terrible. Like I said, it's just a bar, you know.
Yeah. And it just goes to show that people are so sensitive nowadays for the most craziest shit. And I feel like you want to limit the creativity of you. Like
Somebody.
people say that the tier bars now are so low and so scummy. Like it's always repetitive and shit. But it's like it's this type of shit that limits the creators to even make clever bars because you getting mad and getting salty over the craziest shit. I've heard way worse.
And you're acting like
This
she
wasn't
said,
nothing.
they're acting like they said something very like super disrespectful, like the way she, like what she did was very wrong or something like that. But no, it's a simple bar. She literally said, "All you bitches get up, Rosa Parks." Like that's a bar. You can't get mad at that.
Right.
I could see how people get mad at that because it's like Rosa Parks kind of in the same group as Harriet Tubman. Is you don't play with them like that. It's kind of one of the golden rules of rap. There's certain names you don't play with: Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, and Rosa Parks.
So wait, no one ever made a Harriet Tubman bar, or at least a Underground
Not
Railroad
that
bar?
I know of.
I'm pretty sure I heard Underground Railroad
No,
bar. in the
no.
90s.
Here's the thing. Outkast has a song called Rosa Parks, but in the song they don't say nothing about Rosa Parks.
Bark.
I know Vic Mensa made a Martin Luther King bar reference to his I have a dream speech.
Mm.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's not that you don't use, but it's like certain ones you don't really play too much around with. Like you got to be real careful with how you do it, otherwise you're gonna make black people mad.
Yep.
I know it's supposed to be 5 of them. I think the 5th one is Jesse Jackson. I don't know, but I just know the top 4: Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman. Them 4 you got to be careful with, because those are like the founding fathers of black freedom. People be like, don't play with that. Because most niggas stop taking that shit seriously, we gonna lose our right.
Well, since we're on the topic of the Black History, I want to bring up an interesting topic I want us to kind of go over and see what y'all thoughts are.
Okay.
Callie, I sent the link to you with the Joe Rogan podcast. I don't know if you watched that.
I haven't got.
Joe Rogan, you crazy?
Okay. I wish you would have watched it because it was really important. But the guy, I forgot his name, but he was in the KKK. He was with the KKK for about a minute, but he was doing research and shit. So the topic he brought up was that he feels that Black History shouldn't be a month anymore, and instead it should be integrated into American history. Now the way he explained it, when he first said it, I was like, "What the fuck?" But he broke it down to where it actually I kind of agree with him.
Oh shit! I fucked it up. Fucked up my thing.
And,
Yeah.
I do feel like Black History Month shouldn't be a thing low key, and I'm gonna say why.
Okay.
I think okay, so you gotta think about it. I'm gonna give you examples. Okay, so like he brought up this example. Remember back in the day, you had the beauty pageants or whatever, and they couldn't have black women to do it, to be in the beauty pageant because of their color, skin, whatever. So they made their version of it.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing they did with the baseball team. They had the
Negro League.
the Negro League. I feel like that's probably the same thing with Black History Month because Black History wasn't viewed as American history, and technically, all the stuff that happened with black people was part of American history because it happened in America. So I feel like,
boy, okay. So here's what I feel is the difference between American history and.
I'm not done yet though. Let me finish. I'm not done yet.
All right, go ahead.
When it comes to Black History Month, this is also a graph that I do agree with. When it comes to Black History Month, the only time people actually study Black history is in February. Why not integrate it into actually everyday studies like the other stuff? Secondly, when it comes to Black History Month, all everybody does is just talk about the same people. There's other people in Black history that was a part of, changing stuff in the world. Everybody just do Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, and stuff like that, like the same basic ones. And it's like, what about other people? What about the guy that made the ironing board? What about the guy that did the stoplight? All these other people that was black that created things and helped with change, they're never mentioned or never talked about. But yeah, y'all talk about the same basic people every year, every month, and then when it comes to you ask the children or ask the students who this person was, they don't know nothing about it because they only studied it for 1 month. Whereas if it was integrated into actual American history, because it's part of history and it's actually being constantly studied on a regular basis and being mentioned about, then maybe motherfuckers will understand and be like, okay, well, this is part of history. Because then think about it too. With Barack Obama being president, is this going to be considered American history or considered Black history because he was a black president?
American.
Yes, didn't think about that.
I think it can be both. Like Barack Obama become
But
president.
it shouldn't be both at this point. It should just be. At the end of the day, we all live in America. Ain't no other greater place to be than America. As much as bullshit goes on, though, you want to be in those little third world countries and living the way how you living? I think not.
But but even if we, let's say we do.
But if you throw Barack Obama into quote unquote American history, they're gonna try to say he wasn't black because his mother was white. And then they're also gonna try to say that he wasn't.
But isn't that still segregating the people? Because what is the point of being
it's
united?
even black people who try to say that, Obama's not really.
I'm not even talking about Obama. I'm talking about.
That's bullshit because his daddy is literally from Africa.
No, I'm not talking about. What I'm saying is hold your thought. What I'm saying is, how we supposed to be united as people? We still trying to be segregated, even when it comes to certain months, even with history. Because at the end of the day, all the shit that happened in America. You get what I'm saying? Why don't we just integrate it until, if that's the case, we'll still have the Negro League, we'll still have the black beauty pageant, all that shit. Now in the regular pageant, there everybody of all creeds and colors can be and can get in there, even with all the sports now. If that's the case, what is the point of the other stuff? Why we just can't do that with history as well?
Because the difference between those and this is that Black History Month isn't just about quote unquote celebrating those people, but it's a reminder that our freedom and rights were not given to us, they were fucking earned.
That's
Like, all those
fine.
people basically had to die for the vast majority of Black people who, in this day and age, abuse and neglect their rights as a fucking person. Like, a lot of people forget that back in the day when Black people were slaves, it took 3 Black people to add up to a single person.
Okay, and also bringing the fact that we as Americans, we had Asians in internment camps during the World War, but nobody want to talk about that either. We
But
Americans,
they still had. But here's the thing, though.
including black people, we as Americans, we also had other races, including Asians, at internment camps and shit, living in bad conditions and shit. But nobody want to talk about that.
Oh no, they
We
do
ain't
talk about
perfect in
that.
this
And the
shit,
reason that they did it is because of Pearl Harbor. The
right?
government got
But
paranoid
okay,
because
what I'm saying,
Americans
it don't even matter
basically
about
can't
creed
tell
though.
the
It don't
difference
even matter
between
about creed
Japanese
though.
and
But I'm saying
Chinese people.
everybody, all races. That's American, including you, me. We all live in the same country. Did something to another group of people. But do they have their own Pacific month for Asians? No. That stuff is in American history. So why it can't be no different with when it comes to black people?
Because internment camps wasn't slavery.
So putting people in some form of
They
prison.
didn't drag them from Japan to be imprisoned over in America after Pearl Harbor happened
Yeah,
because
but after
the
the attack, they
CIA
assumed
didn't
even people
exist at
they
that time.
even did people who was even in their ranks and put them into them camps as well because they didn't trust them.
Yeah, and that's why the CIA exists.
Okay,
That's
so
one
let's
big
say let's
reason
say
why the
okay, let's say
CIA
okay. So
exists
you
now, to
don't think that would
prevent shit
happen?
like that from happening.
So you wouldn't think that wouldn't happen to black people too?
What do you mean in this day and age?
So I'm asking you think that same thing wouldn't happen to black people?
In this day
Let's
and
say
age or back then?
I'm talking about back then.
So you mean like if instead of Japan did Pearl Harbor, Africa did it?
Yeah, and they start thinking all anybody that's descendant of African
Oh no, they
gonna
would
get
have did
put.
it. They would have did it because
Okay,
the
so
government
what is the
didn't have
difference?
a espionage control. But there's a difference because here's the thing, right? If they now here's the thing. Now let's just say we just gonna have play a little scenario. World War II, at least we got involved in World War II after Pearl Harbor happened, in which back then the CIA and the FBI didn't really exist at the time. The CIA didn't exist until like midway through World War II. So back then, the government was still a very messy thing in regards to paranoia because presidents was getting shot at and everything else. If I'm not mistaken, it was around the same time that JFK had no, JFK was shot after World War II. But
Derek Harris after World War II. It was around the time close to Cold War, I think.
It was after World War II because Roosevelt was president during World War II, and then Johnson, no, not Johnson, but
Johnson was his vice president. He ended up taking that spot.
yeah, I forget who was president between JFK and Roosevelt, but I think it was a guy. They don't even really talk about him, but there was a very, very messy time to where Roosevelt was trying to, because you forget we were still recovering from the Great Depression, World War I on top of that, and then the government was still divided on what they wanted to do in regards to presidency during the World War because that shit had never happened before. That's how Roosevelt got a third term, and then Republicans put it in to where a president couldn't get a third term. That was literally the reason why. So with that being handled, the government didn't really know what to do in regards to figuring out how Japan got the location of their military bases and all this other shit when it was a leak inside of the military. So because Japan being such a large tourist spot for, I mean, Hawaii being such a large tourist spot for Japanese people and whatnot, as well as the large migration of Japanese people trying to escape the tyranny of Hideki Hojo, because Japan, the Emperor of Japan was not a bad dude. Hideki Hojo started an internal coup inside of the Japanese Federation's military and killed him and took his spot. Same thing with Italy. It was a rebellion up against the dude who was actually in charge, and he killed him and sat him in his place. There were a lot of people who did not agree with Hideki Hojo. So at the time, Roosevelt let them come as refugees. Now, when that shit happened, the military got extremely paranoid and they did not know how the fuck that shit happened. So to try to, just sort everything out, they put Japanese people as well as amongst other Asian people, Chinese people, regardless if you looked Asian, you looked Asian. They put them in the fucking internment camp. Was that a good way to handle it? No. But considering that espionage was not a thing back then in American government, they didn't really know what to do. Now, to make my point, let's just say if Benghazi had did some shit like that and they tried to do that to black people, if they tried to do it, it would not have worked because of what's first off in the Constitution, as well as black people do something that Japanese people in the States did not want to do, because them niggas were trying to refugee away from something. Black people like to rebel. So that shit would have led to a second civil war. So that's why that would not have worked. Because black people on it's like, nah, you're not gonna do that shit to us. They still have the scars of slavery still on their backs fresh. He said, nope, not gonna do that to us. Especially since it was black people signing up for the draft, which is how they got the fucking red tails in the first place. And the Tuskegee Airmen, which are the red tails, was a big part of the reason that they bombers was even make it to the coast of Japan to drop the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's what they don't talk about. It was black people that escorted them bombs over there because they were the best of what they had. Doctors, lawyers, attorneys, all them other highly intelligent black people. It wasn't just no random niggas on the street. No. Because the Air Force don't play that shit. So even if it was, that wouldn't have worked. So that's why I say there's a difference between American history and black history, because black history is born on the roots of America, of rebellion and uprising and trying to fight for a cause that nobody else really wanted to fight for in the South. Didn't no president give a fuck about slavery till Lincoln. And just like how in epic rap battles, he said off of what was on my brain till a bullet went through it, hell yeah, he did that shit. Because then nobody else in Congress agreed with him. They were like, oh no, slavery's fine because it's such an economic need for the South and it brings in so much profit. He said, profit my ass, there's a difference between right and wrong, goddammit, and this ain't right. And people don't want to forget about that if you integrate it into American history, where American history is basically the white man wins. It's probably not something I should say on YouTube, but that's the fucking truth.
Sometimes you gotta speak the facts.
The white man does
That's
win.
That's where I feel that there's a crucial difference. And in regards to Obama is going to be a part of both American history, black history. Now, when you talk about Obama and black history, you're going to bring up all the good and some of the bad. Because Obama's not a perfect person. He's a human being just like everybody else. But here's the thing. Obama is a very educated man. Worst thing he ever did was that he smoked weed in college. His father is African. His mother is white. He was born in Hawaii. He's a legal U.S. citizen. The American history version of that, which is white, want to say that there was a lot of conspiracy theories about how he became president. He shouldn't have became president in the first place. Mitt Romney was going to expose him for being an illegal immigrant. His middle name is Hussein, which means that he has connections to Muslims, as well as, them trying to say that he was a Muslim, he was a Christian. Somebody else gave him that middle name because they thought that he wasn't gonna become nothing. That was a middle name that he was given out of a partial, hatred thing, because apparently there was something going on with his birth certificate. Somebody fucked up his birth certificate and his mama didn't find out later on. But
wasn't he like the first president to wear like a tan suit at a conference, and people were having an uproar about that?
Who gives a fuck about the color of a suit? But I get it. Who gives a fuck about that? Niggas thought that he was going to build a mosque and do all this other shit because his middle name was Hussein. When Barack Obama was like, that's not part of who I am. I am a Christian at the end of the day. He was like, I'm not a Muslim. And then the whole shit, that's all part of that. And then the whole thing about his birth certificate and then wanting his birth certificate exposed. And then white people from WikiLeaks and all this other shit trying to say that it was fake. It was a digital fake. The CIA said it was real. The FBI said it was real. They try to say, nope, the government's covering up for Obama because they want the terrorists to win. There are Republicans who are still in office to this day who are recorded on TV saying that if Obama becomes president, the terrorists win. When it was under his watch that Osama bin Laden, the motherfucker that Bush was supposed to be looking for 10 years, couldn't find his ass. They found him like 2 or 3 years into the presidency, shot his ass up, and threw him into the ocean for the sharks to eat him. And guess who was one of the first celebrities to announce that shit? Go ahead, take a guess. You will never guess that shit.
Ryan Seacrest.
John Cena.
What the fuck?
John Cena, during his whole military brigade and everything, he was one of the first celebrities to announce that shit. Because he follows Obama, he supports Obama all the way. And the whole WWE universe lost their mind. They was like, hell yeah, that's what we talking about. So no, that's why I feel like there should be a distinct difference, because American history is very convoluted, has a lot of bullshit in it, it's very messy, and it's very ugly. Black history has a lot of beautiful stories of basically about black people willing to put up a fight for what they believe in, and they're not gonna back down from no bullshit. And that's the thing that honestly scares white people about black people, about the fact that we will stand up to damn near anything to protect what we love and care about. But I digress.
Wow. Wow. I'm speechless. Zatcho, you did that?
I mean, does anybody else have anything to say?
Fuck no, you took the show. This your podcast now.
What the fuck, nigga?
Fuck Future Prospects, nigga. This Future's Astro.
What the fuck, nigga? What? No.
Zatro's Future.
Which I shouldn't have even said Benghazi. Benghazi's an African nation. The fucking goddamn.
Hello?
Oh
shit!
Yeah.
I just realized I was on mute. I was
African
talking.
nation. I cannot think of an African. Okay. Egypt, Madagascar is off the coast of Africa, but I don't know if it's a part of Africa. But y'all get what I was trying to say.
Yeah. But also, I was saying this while I was on mute. I said that us as black people, we created the White House. Not created, but we built the White House. And also, we're known.
Yeah, we basically did.
And we're known to create a majority of the music that's popular today. Hip hop, obviously, jazz music. What's it? Swing music, I think. Rock and roll. You know, all of that. You know what I mean? And the thing is, in American textbooks and in African American history, they kind of shy away from telling us the whole truth about history.
Yeah, but if you start mentioning this shit into American history, it's gonna get drowned out. They already try to drown it out. They try to whitewash New Orleans of all places.
Mm-hmm.
When you actually go to New Orleans, oh my God, you will never want to come back. The place just smells like coconut oil and chicken.
I fucking hate you.
Like there's so much that we have to be proud of for being, African American. Like we.
And then it's like, here's one thing that they don't fucking talk about. All right, so y'all know how back in the day, New York, LA used to be the land of dreams and milk and honey and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But these
Milk and
days
honey.
it's full of nothing but poverty if you ain't already rich and all this other shit. You know where niggas actually go to make their dreams come true now?
Where?
The South.
Excuse me. Yep.
Really?
Niggas go to the South. They flock to the South. The South is kind of the land of opportunity now. When I was in Florida, I used to constantly hear about niggas. They were like, "Oh shit, he finna go to Atlanta. Why? He finna go talk to Ludacris." I'm like, "What? Yeah, you finna go talk to Ludacris, a record deal? What you mean?" I was like, "Bro, Ludacris is in ATL. That's why everybody's going to ATL right now." I'm like, "Oh damn."
I'm like, bro, Ludacris tired ass. Like, he is not rapping no more. Just make Fast and
He
Furious
don't rap.
movies.
He don't rap, but he gives an opportunity to niggas in ATL in Atlanta. And then New Orleans too, and all this other shit. There's a lot of there's like a rich pool of talent in the South right now that's still like on the come up and everything. Like, think about it. A lot of these new age rappers, I mean, even though I can't relate to what the fuck they talking about, half time I can't understand what the hell they saying. They sounded uneducated as fuck, but they're from the South. So it's like, I don't know if it's like just an energy pattern or what, but that's also a thing. The same place that our ancestors laid their life down to give us our freedom is exactly where that talent is coming from right now. Why y'all niggas so quiet?
I'm not quiet. I'm listening to you, and if I have something to say, I will definitely speak up. Okay.
Nigga, I'm listening to yo ass. Like, this your podcast, nigga. The fuck?
Somebody chime in now.
Niggas out here spitting facts and shit. Niggas is looking dumb.
Like I said, I was just listening to you. Like, I'm waiting for you to, finish, and then if I have something to say, I'll say something about the topic. But like I said, I'm on the same page as you about like Black history being more important than what it is. Like, I don't think we should get rid of it just because.
I just think they should just expand off of it instead of just focusing on the civil rights movement.
I believe so too. Like,
That's my
instead.
whole thing.
Like, they need to incorporate the being said incorporate to like everyday life. Because there's not a damn way you should go. Oh yeah, just for this month I'm gonna talk about this certain person.
Shoot, it's a lot of people that don't even talk about Ella Fitzgerald no more. Y'all probably don't even know who that is.
I heard the name.
Yeah,
Y'all
I heard
know who
that.
Ella Fitzgerald is?
Oh shit.
The Queen of Jazz. First Lady of Song.
Yeah.
They don't even talk about her no more. Ella Fitzgerald is like,
yeah. Unfortunately.
Man, this whole
But
Black History thing is something different.
But no, that was an interesting topic you brought up, B-Man. B-Man?
now?
But yeah,
Oh, he's in Devin.
Alright, so anything else y'all want to say about Black History Month before we move on to the next topic?
No, I'm cool. Like, Zatcher already took the whole damn show.
Is Ant still in here? Oh no, Ant, where you at, bro?
It's muted.
Okay. Alright, so we can move on to the next topic. So, did y'all listen to Slim Jesus' new song, Calamari?
Fuck no.
I'm sorry, with a name like Slim Jesus.
But someone told me it was fire though.
It was meh, honestly. That's all I can say about it. It's just meh. Like Slim Jesus.
Slim Jesus is that Eminem looking motherfucker who look like he ate in like 7 days.
Yeah,
So
that one.
Don't disrespect Eminem.
He sound like he be trying to be like Eminem, man.
He sounds like he's trying to be. Yeah, I agree with you. Eminem. My name Eminem. You girl want Eminem, so I give her Eminem.
Eminem's illegitimate son. At first, I thought he was Eminem's illegitimate son.
Eminem.
Yeah, I mean, them women just you're lacking the stamina.
But no, this dude came out with a new song, Calamari. I didn't like it. It's just like, eh.
What was he rapping about?
I don't know. I had to listen to it again, but honestly, I wasn't impressed. Honestly,
But it's Slim Jesus. Like he fuck with
His
savages.
personal net worth is about $100,000.
Listen. He said I fuck with savages. You a fuck. You can't hang. Listen, some of you know who with this shit, bro. So
but look, you know what's
can't.
funny though? Last time I checked, didn't he said that the guns that they had in his first music video was fake?
What about now?
Oh, I don't know if that gun was real in that music video, but he had a gun with a pistol. No, not like I said, gun with a pistol. A gun with a laser light on it. I'm like, come on now, stop pointing that shit at the camera. Are you really about the life?
No, he's not. He's from Hamilton, Ohio.
He's you gonna let nigga from Ohio punk you really son?
Oh shit.
He ain't from Akron or Cleveland or none of that. The population is 62,000 people.
Damn, that's a low ass population. But that song was not good, honestly. I wasn't impressed by that shit at all. I was like, yawn, not impressed. Moving on. Anything you want to say about Slim Jesus? Like, do you think he should continue rapping?
He needs to just say whether or not Eminem is his illegitimate father or not.
Eminem. But yeah, so let's move on to the next topic, and that is the Death Note one shot. What's up?
Hey, Zatro. Zatro and Cali. So I gotta go pretty soon because it's another wedding thing. And also Zatro, my mom said you can come down for the wedding.
When is this supposed to be?
August 1st. It's a Saturday.
Okay. I'll let you know if I can afford to go.
All right.
Alright.
Yeah, no, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving yet, but I'm like, I can still talk.
Okay, yeah, but I was just about to talk about the Death Note one shot that came out. So, everybody that's joining in the stream, thank you for joining in. So, we'll be talking about the new Death Note one shot that came out this week, and this is a continuation of the original Death Note manga, where probably I think 15 years after the events of the original series, and basically the Death Note, Ryu came back to the human world to give the Death Note to another human because he wanted more apples. Basically, that's the only reason why he's in the human world. Yeah, I know. If you didn't know, Shinigamis, they love apples. Now, Ryu came across this kid. During the time he was a middle schooler. His name is Minoru Tanaka. He's a middle schooler, and from the very first few pages, you kind of learn like what his mindset is like, and I wouldn't say he's just as intelligent as Light, but he's not. But he takes a little longer just to think about a solution because he spent about almost 5 years coming up with a solution of how to use the Death Note. So when he finally, I'm getting to that. So when it came to that opportunity, he told Ryuk that he's going to sell the Death Note and sell it up for auction. And what happened was, all the world leaders, they betted money on this Death Note. And spoiler alert for anybody that doesn't care, but if you do care, then you can mute yourself, I guess. But I'm gonna just spoil real quick. But basically, America, they bought the Death Note for over, I think, more than $500 billion. I think that's how much America has spent the money on. And the funny thing is, they had Donald Trump in the manga. and now here's the thing, right? So there was never a rule in the Death Note where you can sell or buy the Death Note from an auction. So that was a new rule added by the Shinigami King. And so after this little thing happened, the main character, he ends up wishing. He ended up trading in all that money in the $500 billion and giving all that money to the people of Japan, so they can, be wealthy and live on their own. But at the end of the one shot, he ended up dying at the end because of that new rule made by the Shinigami King. Now, just from that, he's definitely a different character than Light. Just because.
So this nigga died because he did the right thing?
Basically, because the thing. Oh shit! I accidentally attacked. But the thing about the Death Note is, no matter how you use it, you're going to die either way because you're using a Death Note.
He didn't even use it though.
Yeah, but there was a new rule made by the Shinigami King because you're not using a Death Note to kill people. The Death Note was in the human world specifically to be used by human to kill people with it. But what the new main character Minoru was doing, he put it up for auction and he wasn't using the Death Note at all to kill people. So at the end, of course, he dies.
Okay, here's my question. Here's a plot hole with that. How do you put it on auction and people bid all this money without you having to prove the legitimacy first?
Because of the past events of Kira. Because everyone learned that there was this mystical thing to kill people because of the detectives that beat Kira. So everyone's aware of Kira and his powers.
Okay, so how do you prove that it's that Death Note without having to prove its legitimacy?
Because niggas are retarded, Zatro.
Because Nier, who was in because Nier proven to people that the Death Note is a real thing. And now people
so how? That's not what I'm asking. How do you prove that I'm just not picking up a random notebook and scribbled Death Note on and saying this is the thing that Kira was using to kill people without having to prove its legitimacy?
Because people are living in fear. That's why.
And niggas are retarded.
And
okay, but you still have to prove legitimacy. That's
like
on that word.
Like
niggas, if you gonna tell us that's a nuclear bomb, you better prove it. You better show us a uranium pipe or something, motherfucker. I ain't saying you gotta set it up, but you better show us a component that only nukes have.
Well, here's the thing, right? What happened was the way it all started is that the main character, he told Ryu to go on live television and write this note, not to write the note out, but show a note that says the Death Note is up for auction. And on the TV, you can't see a Shinigami unless you touch Death Note, right? But on live television, all you see is a floating note, letter, a floating note that says like the Death Note is up for auction. Use this hashtag if you want to auction for the notebook. Now, and also,
does that prove the legitimacy that what they're selling is actually what it is?
Yeah, because for one thing, some other characters that appear in the previous Death Note series prove that this is legit. So we should all be worried about this.
How did they prove that it's legit? Okay, yes, the Death Note is real. They proved that the Death Note is real. So how did they prove that what he had was the real Death Note?
Nigga, Donald Trump bar told you fucking idiot.
You see what I'm saying now, Kelly?
I see what you're saying.
That's just like how if you claim that you have a nuclear bomb, you have to prove that it is an actual nuclear bomb and not just a dud. Not by just you don't just let the bitch go off, but you have to show like a plutonium or a uranium drive. Because nukes have them shits.
Yeah. And I hear you.
You show me that shit, oh, fuck, it's real.
Yeah, but the thing is, ever since the events of Kira, like, Kira has appeared, according to the one-shot, the events of Kira appeared in world history books and all other forms of media. And so everybody is still kind of...
no visual evidence of what the Death Note looked like. It fell off the grid for all those years after Kira died. All they knew was that there's a notebook somewhere in the world, probably Japan, that you just scribble somebody's name in a little bit more detail and they drop dead. They didn't know what it looked like. For all they know, it could look like a 4-pronged notebook.
Divide by folders and shit.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a major plot hole. How do you prove that this isn't bullshit without having to prove legitimacy by killing at least one person?
Yet I would say you have to go by the fact that people they are still living in fear, and cameras all over Japan are set up.
Fear does not exactly, but even then, it's like Japan is a highly sophisticated country, and if you make something like that, just like what Kira did when he killed that dude on national TV, and then L set off that major investigation to hunt his ass down. When you do some shit like that, everybody should just sit there and be like, all right, we gonna wait.
Now you got niggas sitting here with dick. I am fucking idiot. I lost. Nope.
It's just like with fucking Code Geass. Didn't nobody do shit to Lil Lush till he proved he was that nigga not to be fucked with, and single-handedly started up a rebellion from within his father's army. Didn't nobody take him seriously. So it's just like that's kind of a major plot hole in the writing.
But now, ever since the events of Kira, like there's cameras set up all over Japan now, because you can't really trust like how someone is doing all these killings. And like I said, people and these
rapidly scribbling in a notebook, the police just gonna tackle him down and start beating the hell out of him.
If it's any signs of suspicious activities, then obviously they're going to be very cautious of that. Now, with that being said, it's like it makes sense that people would assume that this little thing is
public, real. But governments are highly sophisticated. So again, government is not going to waste money without proof first.
True. True.
I hear you.
That's where that's coming from.
So that's kind of really bothering me. Like that's really irking the hell out of me right now.
Really, that's real?
Yes, that's bothering the hell out of me that they really wrote that major. This one shot that I've been hearing so many good things on, and people are saying it's so great, it's so good, this is so beautiful. Oh wow, has that fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex big size of a plot hole?
It's big dick energy though.
I mean, the thing is, the people of Japan, they would have to assume is real because.
Why would you assume that?
Because of what happened 15 years ago with Light Yagami killing people.
No, you don't make an assumption like that. Because then you lead to bullshit where wasted money and resources happen.
Oh my fucking god.
I mean, look what happened. Well, in the manga, all the world leaders, they spend almost all the money that they clearly don't have on that Death Note for their own purposes. And now.
Okay, so world leaders wouldn't make a decision like that off of a whim. So it's like. He really did absolutely nothing to prove that this is the real Death Note. Niggas just believe him off jump.
Yeah.
That's what you telling me right now.
Hey, what's up, Astro?
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I hear you.
Now, I hate to have to make this comparison, but okay. You know about Harry Potter, right, Callie?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Ollivander told the story about the 3 legendary items, the Immortality Stone, the Invisibility Cloak, and the Elder Wand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they sat up there, they didn't believe him at first that Harry's Invisibility Cloak was that cloak until they actually realized that no form of magic has ever detected that cloak whenever he used it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, no, here's the even with the Elder Wand is okay, how we know that that's really the Elder Wand? And they're like, because he can use any form of spell. And Voldemort used that shit. And fucking he used that shit and fucking killed whatchamacallit, not Dumbledore, but he killed somebody else. And they're like, oh shit, that's really the Elder Wand because you can use dark curses without any repercussions.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
He actually had to prove that that was the actual fucking Elder Wand because the Elder Wand can use any spell. And at the very end of the last book, Harry's original wand got snapped in half because of a ricochet of a dark curse. So the wand itself was cursed. So every time he tried to use the repair thing to fix it, it would break all over again. In the original ending in the book, Harry took the Elder Wand, used it to fix his wand, and it actually fixed it. It completely null and voided the curse. That scene right there proved that that was legitimately the Elder Wand. They didn't do that in the book. They didn't do that in the movie for whatever reason, but there was something else they did in the movie to prove that that was the Elder Wand. Even because that whole time they were saying maybe Dumbledore doesn't actually have the Elder Wand. Maybe Dumbledore doesn't actually have the Elder Wand. But the story that they were telling was saying, no, that motherfucker had the Elder Wand. So y'all need to get to where he's buried at and get that shit before Voldemort does. Because if he gets it, you know what I'm saying? He gets it. Because technically, Malfoy was the original one because Snape killed Dumbledore on Malfoy's behalf. So when he did that and Harry disarmed Malfoy, he was the one who got it from Voldemort. Now, because of that, the Elder Wand was not at full power because it was not being held by its original user. But everything else that he was fucking doing in that shit, if you remember in the movie, he was slowly but surely breaking the fucking Elder Wand. And the thing is, the one golden rule with the Elder Wand is that you cannot use the Elder Wand against its actual owner. So in the book, when he tried to kill Harry Potter, the spell reversed onto himself and he dropped dead. In the movie, they had it to where they had a duel and he overpowered him and he turned into dust like Thanos and shit. But even then, there was still a process of proving that everything was what they claimed it to be before anybody actually lost their fucking mind. Because this was an age-old legend. So again, you're really going to sit here and tell me that this one shot that I've been hearing all this critical acclaim about has this dick-sized of a plot hole.
Like I said, if you read it and like go into the whole story, like, yeah, in this world, it makes sense for people to be to show some sort of
fear of. There's so many different other stories, not even just Harry Potter, but even then, like fucking Dragon Ball, as convoluted as it is, Frieza had a fear of the legendary Super Saiyan mode, but no one thought it was real because nobody had ever achieved that shit until Goku did that shit right in front of him, and he knew, oh shit, this shit is real. And then Vegeta knew, and then everybody else knew, damn, Super Saiyan is real. He didn't just up and believe him because Vegeta, you have to remember, Vegeta tried to lie to Frieza and tell him that he attained Super Saiyan. He was like, oh yeah? Do it. Frieza called him out. He said, I'm not gonna be scared for nothing now. Now, if you really gonna do it, then I'll be scared. I'll piss myself. But if you can't do it, I'll kill you where you stand.
I mean, no, I hear you though, but at the same time, it's like I mentioned. I think, like I said, this sort of situation in this world of Death Note, it kind of makes sense for people to automatically believe that this is true because of past events and the fact that they heard, like everyone, they heard word and actually seen news of people being dead left and right from unknown causes and being killed by random accidents and also by heart attacks. So, with that being said, like hearing the fact that, oh shit, this thing may actually be true. If I actually use money to get this item, I may actually have a chance of, you know, having power or maybe surviving. Now, like I said, if you like give it a chance, like read it or something, you may like come to believe like, okay, maybe this may actually make sense in this world. Like I
No,
hear
it
I
does,
hear.
I got a really
because
bad hand.
humans are creatures of
Yeah, the chances are you're gonna
evidence.
win.
The
It's gonna get
absence
real
of
messy,
evidence null and voids the
so don't take
case.
it personal. And still remember, December song is free.
Because I have somebody tweeted out on Twitter right now, I'm
Draw the right
Jesus
card
Christ,
next
like
turn.
prove it.
Could happen. I mean, it have to be
Ain't
the
nobody
very
just gonna fucking
specific
believe
But
that.
how often do people
Something you get
believe
though.
news medias and articles? Like just
No,
from
but even then, okay, even then, if somebody tries to sit up there and put on freaking fucking eBay that, oh, they found the Holy Grail, you have to prove it. If somebody try to put a cup on eBay right now, talking something that's the Holy
I
Grail,
mean, it's interesting.
people are gonna want evidence before they try to buy that shit. Or that they found Noah's Ark. People are gonna want proof that that's actually the real thing and not a knockoff, or it's actually fake. Or they found the Virgin Mary's burial site. Like, okay, here's a prime example. Here's the real world example.
But it's gonna get messy.
I believe it's somewhere in the Middle East. It's either the Middle East or it's over in somewhere in Egypt. There's an age-old temple, and the temple is partially underground. And there is an opening in the back of that temple that nobody goes to. And legend has it that people think that that's the back door to hell. And the reason that they think that is because everything that gets too close to that area drops dead. Birds, animals, everything, even people. They get too close, they drop dead. They say it's either the gate, it's either the back door to hell, or it's Azrael's resting ground. People do not get close to that place at all because everything dies when you get too close. That's all the fucking proof you need, nigga, because people are dead. You can't just try to say, oh, this is back door to hell. Prove it. All right, let the dog walk over there. The dog walks over there, he dropped dead. Are you really going to question that at that point?
Oh, you put herpes.
No, you're not, because you just saw that dog drop dead out of nowhere with no explanation other than the fact that that doorway is right there. He got too close, he died. Just like how everyone has been saying.
Mr. Red Eyes Wervin. It's nice to see you, though.
They've tried so many times over the years trying to figure out a way to get close enough to it, and people are so fucking scared of this damn temple because that's been happening for literally hundreds of years now. And that temple, nothing has happened to it. It's still there. Part of it is torn, part of it is falling apart, but everywhere where that little back door opening is, right there. You cannot get too close. You will die. Anything that breathes dies. Birds fly over it, they fall out the sky. Like, that shit scares the fuck out of people. And I'm not even just saying this to scare you. That's a real thing. Because at one point, because I'm a spiritualist, somebody tried to, one of my friends, when I was studying spiritualism, they were like, one thing you have to learn is that hell is real, and that there's a gateway on earth. It's like, it's either hell or it's death's doorstep. But like, either way, they're kind of the same thing. And that is a real fucking place on earth that they cannot explain. So again, the whole thing with the death note, and even what I'm talking about right now is pertaining to death, you're going to sit here and just post that, oh, I have the death note, it's on sale for eBay. I don't get it. Bitch, prove it first. Alright, you gotta kill at least like one person. Kill one major person. Okay, Matthew McConaughey is gonna die on Thursday. Matthew McConaughey dies on Thursday. Alright, that proves the legitimacy of what you have.
Bruh, why Matthew McConaughey though?
I don't know. Matthew McConaughey just popped in my head.
Damn. Like, what vengeance do you have against?
Nothing. I'm just saying it has to be a major figure. But you get the point that I'm making, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a major fucking plot hole, especially for something as so culturally major in this universe as the Death Note. Because it's not like notebooks are a rare commodity.
Nice, ain't pretty rare, my guy. Like that universe, them niggas just like, hey yo,
Get that
It's
shit,
not
bro.
like it's a scroll or something. It could have been like a death scroll where people don't use scrolls anymore.
Hi, it's the Death Note.
Hope you got something good.
No, fuck. That's right. I'm fucking done with you. I hope you know that, right?
Because you're gonna brand that immediately.
So, like, what the fuck, that's right. It's okay.
Yeah, even
not
in the
really need to
Elder
worry about it
Scrolls,
at that
even
moment.
in the goddamn
And then I
Elder
gotta
Scrolls
consider
series, they're
getting a card
similar.
I can play
The
this
Elder
card.
Scrolls
One
are
card and I'm
actual
alright.
things. And if you find one, the way that you know it's an Elder Scroll is that there's only 3 types of people who can read it. Daedric princes, Aedric gods, and the
Nah, it's not the
Dragonborn.
card.
Oh, also
But
Alduin's
it's
children
interesting.
apparently can read it. If anyone else tries to read it,
It's a
they go blind and
2400.
crazy. So what they
I've
did
got
was when they found an
13.
Elder Scroll in Skyrim,
Throw
that's what they
all
did. They
three right
tested that bitch
now.
out
I
first.
could beat
And
you
everybody else closed their
physically,
eyes and picked one
but
person
you'd
was like,
still
hey,
be
open this for me real
alive.
quick. Okay.
Because of the dragon treasure.
Okay,
and I
yep,
lose
nope,
my
that's
attack
another
strength.
scroll.
So if I burnt the dragon treasure and then threw 2 cards, I'd be 21. I'd still be weak
Yeah.
enough. I don't know,
Damn.
friend. I'm gonna wait.
Bruh. That whole Death Note thing. Callie sitting there with the dick look on. Fuck.
No, but I understand what she's saying now and stuff. But like I know what I'm saying. Like you think is considered a plot hole, but
from the last couple pulls.
It-
You might
it
want
is
to
a
put me away
plot
quick,
hole,
like I
Kelly.
said.
To be honest, it kinda is.
I got a dark hole in a mystical space type.
Just
I tell you the
saying,
other 2 cards, but you
It
might
kinda
leave the
is
room.
because you wrapping up all the bullshit like the Death Note are critically acclaimed. You couldn't
The
check see
definition of a plot hole is, and I quote, an inconsistency in the narrative or character development of a book, film, television show, etc.
Man, Cal, let me ask you one more question, right? So Shinigami King add that rule into his thing, right?
yeah.
So he add the rule that if you don't use the Death Note, you die.
Yeah, he added that rule because the whole purpose of using the Death Note is to kill people. Now, this man is he ever since it came down to the human world, the main character, he didn't use the Death Note once to kill someone. So that's why the Shinigami King made that rule to if you were to sell or buy the Death Note, you'll be killed once the offer has been made.
And hold up. And hold the fuck on. And something else, right? I know in the past, right, you can use Death Note many times you want, right, and you wouldn't die. But the only thing is with Death Note, if you use Death Note, right, your soul don't go to heaven or hell.
No, you don't go to heaven or hell.
So like I know you don't die. The only time you die when you use a Death Note, since someone has your name, but Shinigami eyes type shit. But why the fuck would he make that rule? Like, bro, that's fucking stupid. Somebody else gonna use that to kill somebody.
What, Shinigami eyes?
That's about the Death Note when he sold it, right? I said, why the fuck would he add the rule like, hey yo, since he not killing nobody, I'm just going ahead and quick. No, someone could bought the Death Note, right? And the United States is gonna use it anyway. Cause look who running, Trump. Trump gonna get every motherfucking person
And
that he don't
that's
like.
that's the thing too. In the comic, in the one shot, Trump he didn't accept the offer because he cared about his life more than the American people. So that's why he didn't accept the offer to buy the Death Note.
Alright.
You should have whooped my ass like a what no thing, bro.
Alright.
So if he didn't accept the offer, how the fuck did they get the money?
No, once the transaction is made, then he will die if he accepts the
Any other
offer.
monster in your hand at that moment, you might have had me going.
So they gave him the money,
All right,
and then he
now if
kept
I
the
do it, you
notebook.
got what?
And the main character died anyway.
He died regardless because of that new rule. And besides, he didn't use the Death Note at all to kill people, and that's the main purpose of
activate the card. It's 500 points of damage.
And that's the thing too. That's why I like that ending, because it's like no matter what your morality is, you're gonna die either way if you use the Death Note.
All 4 of these.
Like with Light, he had a god complex. He used Death Note to kill the quote unquote evil or bad people, like criminals, thugs, and all that crap. And with the new main character Minoru Tanaka, he actually cared about people. He cared about the unwealthy or just the people in Japan. So he wanted to give everybody money and himself, so people can be wealthy, live in a world of wealthiness.
Listen,
Let's just go ahead and
listen, the real shit. If the Death Note was real, right, and I got picked to be a Death Note user, trust me, I'm gonna use that bitch.
you
I'm
understand
sorry.
what I'm talking about?
And
That
then you're
Fable
gonna die
Raven
eventually because you
had
know,
just come in my hand.
No,
you're using it.
no, don't know.
And,
I'm not. No, the only time I'm gonna
I'm
die
holding
is someone has a Death
one
Note,
tall
or
grail,
either I
one-
get killed.
one
No,
Because
another
Black
Death Note
Metal
user
Dragon the
cannot
whole
kill
time,
another
and I was
Death
like,
Note
well,
user. That you can't.
then another
Actually,
Cobra
wait.
came in, and it's like, fuck.
Wait, let me think.
And
Let me
at that
rephrase
point,
that. Let me rephrase that. Let me think
Yeah.
back. My bad. If you have if you have the Shimigami eyes, you cannot see the another Death Note user's lifespan. My bad. Let me rephrase that. I did. So yeah, you can't see another Death Note user with the Shimigami eyes. Yeah. So. But look, either way, if you use the Death Note, you're gonna die. Okay, that's a guarantee. You will die if you use the Death Note. No matter what your morality is, no matter what your stance on your, no matter what your beliefs are, you're gonna die regardless.
no, you won't, Callie.
Nigga, that is how the Death Note works. If you use it, no matter what, you will die. That's why the ending of that one shot worked so well. Because that main character, yeah, he had very good intentions, but at the same time, he got a hold of the Death Note and he died.
Did he die from a heart attack?
Yes.
Wow.
Because that's basically the default way of that's the default.
I know it's the default way of actually it's the default way of death note unless you don't write the cause of death. Like I said, if I had the death note right, I'm gonna say, bro, you die by masturbation.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I would do that. And when you bust a nut, you have a heart attack and you die.
Oh my goodness.
Cause I don't give a fuck. Okay.
I mean, but I think we kind of like covered majority of the most important topics. But anything else you guys want to mention before we end the stream for today?
The Death Note writer can suck a dick. Like I love.
Wow. Wow. That is so very disrespectful, Spirit.
I'm dead.
Wow.
I said it, Callie. I said it because it don't make no fucking sense.
Anyway, YouTube, thank you everyone that tuned in for this week's podcast. I'm your host Caligo45 with my co-host Zatro Enigma Zero, Spirit Shot Gaming.
What's up? And nigga, you have to put some respect on that gaming because like you mad because I said what I said.
Bitch ass. We have.
Fuck ass nigga.
Thank you to our other co-hosts, B-Man the Killer, Aunt G's, Electric Razor, and I think that was it. Yeah. Thank you guys for coming in to talk about the topics with us. So, also you can follow us on our Twitter at Future Prozpects, and that's Prozpects with a Z. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.